Tell us, what kind of woman is Meredith Johnson?
I think that she's an extremely ambitious and smart, very driven, and has a complete sense of herself and I think the power that she contains. Well, I think those are a few questions in there, so I'll try. I think you have to identify, but not necessarily in the sense of, is it you? Is it the same? Do I feel this is an extension of me? I think you have to identify with just something in it that interests you, particularly in this case. Sometimes I find that I identify by emotions or type of person, values. In this case, obviously she's very different from me, and I was interested just to step into the shoes of somebody who really enjoys manipulating and toying with people without any awareness that there's anything wrong with it, with no remorse, really. I think intellectually I understood the type of person that she is, that I may even know people like this. Emotionally, it was a little more frightening for me, and it took me a little while. And I think I found as we were going along, I would say to Barry Levinson, oh, you know, I don't know about this line, and then I would have to realize, I'd step back and say, I think I'm censoring myself because I didn't want her to be so bad. I wanted to try to make her into a little bit nicer of a guy. And so it was good to kind of like let that go. I knew that he was a good, you know, check for me to say, is this me censoring it? You know what, I think that Barry is so relaxed. I think you really are really accurate in your perception. Simple and has complete control of his set because he knows what he wants, and he doesn't need to fight or create chaos to make himself feel like something's going on, because he's just so focused in the work, and it's been really an enjoyable experience.
How important is to trust the director for you to develop a character?
Well, I think I can only say from my experience that if you don't have a trust, that it's a miserable experience. And if you respect and trust the person that is your leader, that it's one of the best journeys that you can go on. No, I think that I have such a full private life that I really can't afford to get too lost into the movie. You know, I have 3 children and a husband and a life, so I feel like I kind of like shift back and forth pretty easily. I don't know. I guess I just deal with whatever's put in front of me, and I think when you really desire to have both things, then you just do whatever it takes to make it work.
What's your reaction when, I don't know, if you read stuff that they write about you, like in tabloids, like some people get really tacky and nasty. What's your feeling when you read those things?
Well, first of all, I don't read them. That's the first part, and you know, they really have so little to do with what my real life is about that I give it about as much, you know, importance as, you know, as what? Nothing.
So in a way, certain media groups they do create a different Demi more than Demi.
You know, I would have to leave that up to you. I think the media has created a certain perception, and I can only say, you know, you have to make a judgment for yourself, and I really try to separate myself as much as possible from that which I feel is negative or inaccurate, and just stay in the positive. I think, as always, your hope is that it will succeed and do really well. But I think you can't go into it with that thinking, because it would be a distraction to the creativity of just trying to make the best film and do the best work you can. I mean, certainly it exists, and it may be the piece that sits back there. And in a film like this in particular, which has been a huge bestseller, you know, there are certain things, but I feel like there's a lot of other people out there to do that kind of worrying for me.